Oh well. Here we are, and here I am speaking in my fake voice. That's my real accent up there. Thank you, everybody, for coming along, and obviously we're really lucky to have Peter, Maddie, and Ben with us as well. We want to maximise the time for your questions, so kids, and by kids I mean anyone under the age of 30, it's a relative thing. Has anybody got a question?
So I've got a question. It's actually about sequels and to do with this film. The first film was great, but this film is literally perfect. Do you worry about the quality of a sequel? Do you worry if it's going to be as good as the first? How do all of you feel about sequels?
Well, let me, if I may, paraphrase your question to Ben and Maddie. This was the second time out for you. Were you kind of at all nervous about returning to the Paddington world?
I think there's such a stigma about sequels, about how well they can do and everything. But the thing is, we've got such a great team that works on the film. We've got a great cast, we've got a great crew. And Paul, our director, is an absolutely amazing person. He is a perfectionist. We all know that he just wants it absolutely spot on. And I think he's such a creative person, and all of the people that work on the film is. And I think that it doesn't matter how many films there will be. Every single one of them is going to be different in its own way. Like this one is. Both of them are amazing, but they have different storylines and everything. But you just have the core of the fact that it's about family and it's about love and everyone being together and being united. And I think that's going to be a theme that carries on throughout. And I think it's not something that we need to really worry about too much.
Can I ask you both as well, when did you first know, actually all three of you, because all three of you were in the first film, when did you know what Paddington would look and sound like? Was it before you started filming, or was it afterwards?
I'm not sure. I think when we found out what he was first going to look like, I think it was when we were filming at the train station and we saw the head they were using, and we had the sort of the bear, like the stuffy bear there. So we kind of had an idea of what he was going to look like, but it wasn't until I didn't see any of the the animation of it until I saw 80% of the finished film, and it was just a whole another world. It wasn't anything like I could have imagined. It was incredible.
What about you? Do you remember the first time you saw the finished bear?
I think the first time I saw it, I think it was, I can't actually remember, because before, who was the voice before Ben? Yeah, it was Colin Firth, and I don't quite recall the finished product, but I think I remember when I did dubbing, voiceover, we were showing sort of close to the finished product, and I think that was the first time I saw when Paddington was virtually fully complete, and the only thing that was really need to be finished was the fur sort of physics to it, but that was, I think, the finished project virtually there.
So you saw him without fur, so he was like he was shaved or something?
No, it was like it wasn't blowing around without the wind physics, but yeah, he did look like he had a lot of stubble on him, I would say.
The first time I saw him, I did a scene with him, but he was on the other side of the street, and they'd got a young person who was helping us with very tiny, who was dressed up in the duffel coat and the hat, but it just reminded me of the film called Don't Look Now. He was this strange little figure in a duffel coat approaching him. It was quite scary.
We've got a question here from Vita. Hi, Vita.
What's your favourite sandwich filling?
What's your favourite sandwich filling? That's a really good question. Sandwich fillings?
Ooh, I think on a good day, salmon and cream cheese with a bit of peppercorn and lemon. That's always good. With a bagel, I would prefer, I must say.
You've got so sophisticated.
I know.
Yes, I know.
I like a bacon sarnie. That'll do me.
I'm extremely posh, unfortunately. I apologise.
Peter?
Grape and brie.
Grape and brie?
Yes, but if you buy Marks and Sparks, money goes to shelter.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Grape and brie?
Grape and brie. Marmalade. To do the one PR thing amongst I thought somebody would come up with marmalade. Thank you for your question.
What's Paddington like to work with?
What is Paddington like to work with?
He's a diva, that's what he is. He is, so many times we've kept interrupting him, he's always in such anger, and such constant, like, he always does this. That's his trademark thing, I recall.
Maddie, your experiences of working with Paddington?
Well, just the same. I mean, the reason we have Lauren, who works with us, is because he never comes out of his trailer. He refuses to. So, no. But, you know, he comes out at lunchtime and he has his marmalade sandwich and he's lovely. We all sit down and have some sandwiches. And yeah, it's just a big cuddly bear.
Peter, I mean, your character traditionally doesn't like him.
Yeah.
So how do you two get on sort of off screen?
I don't like him. And he gets far too much attention.
You're so method.
I don't buy it. I don't think he's as nice as he pretends to be.
He was really nice to me. I think he just doesn't like them. He was really lovely to me. He shared sandwiches with me. He offered me his hat at one point, his duffel coat as well when I was cold. Actually, it was really cold when we were filming. Doesn't that bring back memories?
Shivering.
Being freezing? I have to tell you one thing. So there's a scene that was cut that we were all in, and the information was put at the points. And while we were filming it, a very, very fine actor called Dennis Lawson crossed by the set and said to me, "Look, I'm just having a coffee around the corner in a cafe. So when you and Peter are done, come and have a coffee with me." So Peter and I finished the scene, and we wandered round to find him, but we were still in our pyjamas and our dressing gown, and we went up and down the street, the high street there, into about 3 cafes. He wasn't in any of them. We walked back in our pyjamas. No one batted an eyelid. No one at all.
What was the name of the street that the family live in? Does anybody know the name of the street that Paddington's family live in? Windsor Gardens.
Windsor Gardens.
So we were filming in Windsor Gardens, and this is a little bit Doctor Who related. Jenna Coleman, who used to be the Doctor's companion, was living nearby, and so she knew that I was filming, so she gave me a call and said, "Can I come by?" I said, "Sure." And she said, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm in," let me just, and I looked up and I said, "Windsor Gardens." And I told her we were in Windsor Gardens, which is what the sign on the road sign said. And I didn't hear from her for about 45 minutes. And then I realised that wasn't the real road sign. It was really called Windsor Gardens. There was no Windsor Gardens. And she was trying to find it.
In fact, again, to sort of slightly Doctor Who related, you were darting back and forth at this time, I remember. So you were, what did that do to your head?
Well, that was good. I'd been in the first film, and then when we came to the second one, I was travelling around the TARDIS, so I didn't have much time. So I wanted to do it. So I just came back for a weekend, really. And we did all that stuff in a weekend, and I was just very impressed by the luxurious trailer that I had for my 2 days' work, compared to the slightly more humble one that I had on Doctor Who. But it was great. It was lovely to do that, to have a little change in the way things were going.
You've got a question?
At the end of the film, when you were in the trains, were you actually in trains or was it green screen?
I think the train itself was not green screen, but I think the background was green screen. So when you saw us going past, like across the bridge in one of the scenes, that was all green screen. However, and also the wind effects when you saw all the wind, because obviously we weren't moving, so there was a giant fan being blown in our face constantly, which was quite an experience, I must say.
Yeah, it got pretty cold. But so all of the actual train was real, and that was all made from the amazing props and art department. And so we were actually on a real train, but it wasn't going anywhere.
Peter, what would you more like to be in, Doctor Who or Paddington 2?
Well, I've been in Doctor Who, so and I've been in Paddington, so I'd like to be in something else.
Do you think they could combine the two at some point?
Well, Doctor Who can show up anywhere, really, which is great, because the TARDIS can go anywhere, so the TARDIS can easily pop up in Windsor Gardens to pick up Jenna Coleman, if she can find it. I think they're both great things to be in, but I'd like to do something different.
What is your favourite thing about being an actor?
Another good question. What's your favourite thing about being an actor?
The catering.
I think the general atmosphere of not only when you're acting, but that is the main thing that I love about it. Sort of just getting into the role of the characters, regardless of which character I am. But also the fact when you cut, just the atmosphere of the set itself, like everything is alive. And that is one of the reasons as to why I love filming in general.
I think when you see the finished product as well, I think that's especially a point when you look back and you think, oh wow, we all achieved that together, and it was really, I think it's a really rewarding moment, isn't it, when you all see it all pulled together.
I think what I love about it is you get to work with really talented people like all these guys here, and to spend your time with people who are so creative and so clearly gifted is lovely. And also to work with someone like Paul King, who directed the film. I mean, he is an incredible talent. He's done so many wonderful shows. He did a great show called The Mighty Bush some years ago, which was brilliant. And I really believe that he's the force behind these films. I mean, these films are big, expensive films. They take a lot of responsibility and a lot of money. And he somehow manages to not be crushed by that pressure and still manages to keep his love and affection for Paddington alive through all of this. And I really think he's the person that makes it happen. So to get to meet people like him is pretty amazing.
This is something that combines all of your answers, actually. The thing I really, really love about it is the teamwork. And the thing is that, what I find constantly incredible is that you and I, anyone in this room and me, all of us together, could come up with something that I could never come up with on my own. And that to me is magical. And so that when you add that to a film set, where you're working with other kind of actors, and you're working with a writer and director, and people who set the lights, and people who then do the special effects afterwards, and sound and everything, all of those people come together to make something like this, and I just think that is incredible. That's amazing to me. There was a couple of questions that were sent in, actually. This is from, for you, Peter, this is from Sabrina in California. And she says, on Mr. Curry's uniform, he's wearing some sort of official military medal with a black and yellow ribbon. What does it represent?
I can't remember it actually. They just gave me a whole pile of stuff and we threw them on, and anything that we thought looked funny, we just kept it on. So I can't even remember having a ribbon. I think it may be a sort of 1950s AA membership or something. That's also maybe an association.
Also maybe an association.
Not the other.
Oh yes, another one for you, Peter, this is from Lisa. How was it playing Mr. Curry being lovesick over Nicole Kidman?
Oh, that was great. She was so, I'd only ever seen Nicole Kidman in movies. And suddenly there she was. And she was so funny and so easygoing and so lovely to be around. And I thought she was really a terrific contribution to that movie. Because also I think it must be really difficult if you're that famous to retain a sort of sense of normality and fun. But she had it. I guess maybe being Australian I help. Do you think that's useful for being cheerful? I think it is. But no, she was great. So it was very easy to be Love Laura about her.
Oh, question upstairs.
Hi, thanks for noticing me. I just wanted to know if any of you have taken anything home from set.
Are you suggesting that one of us may be a thief? Or do you mean
No,
legitimately?
I know that a lot of celebrities take like a little token and they keep it.
Oh, I see, a little token, yes.
I'm saying like,
Like a camera or something like
I'm
that.
not police, okay?
We're not from the police either.
I think I remember other scene where Hugh Grant was sort of doing a speech with Paddington. There was sort of like a whole row of like stuffed animals, and I remember I collected a pink flamingo, which I was particularly fond of, and I decided to take that home. I still have it actually in my room.
Yeah, my sister got one of those pink flamingos as well, and then I got given a couple of clothes. I took a couple of tops home. But nothing too crazy.
I took some photographs of the food that we had for the cake.
Have you still got the
I
photographs?
have still got them, yes. And I took a photograph of the menu too, which is so exotic.
Back at the fondly, like, oh,
Do you
that's
think,
food.
this is what Hugh Grant must eat all the time?
There you go. I don't think I've taken any, well, apart from a camera. I've taken 2 cameras, a lighting rig, and a couple of microphones, but apart from that, nothing. Anybody else? Is that a hand up here?
Hello. How long? Hello, over here. Hello. How long did a production take, and who taught Peter that Cockney accent?
How long did production take? Who taught Peter the Cockney accent? Did you have a Cockney accent in the film?
I had an approximation of I call it a sitcom Cockney. I can't remember how long it took. But there was a friend of mine was a wonderful actor who used to play Blakey in all the buses.
Stephen.
Yeah, and he's passed away now. But he used to help me with, I had a Cockney part, he used to help me do the voice. I don't know how good a teacher he was. But it was vaguely based on Blakey, so there you go.
Can you go Stephen Lewis? That's it. Can you remember how long production was?
Well, I mean, on the first film, the family had quite a few rehearsals together before we even started filming to, get to know each other and everything. So we did that for a month or so, and then we were filming for quite a few months, wasn't it? But and then reshoots. So overall, probably acting-wise, just under a year or 8 months,
probably
all in all.